That's right, I'm talking about the annual Sweetwater Rattlesnake Roundup, which takes place every March for the last 50 plus years. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, the Sweetwater Rattlesnake Roundup is an annual festival which basically revolves around killing hundreds of thousands of rattlesnakes from all over the region. Initially, the festival started off as a way of helping to maintain local populations, but it has blossomed. Today, the Sweetwater Rattlesnake Roundup is nothing more than a cash cow. We're talking hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars over the years that have been brought in by this festival. Of course, cash is king in these situations, but the problem is this: it's not that cut and dry and it's not that simple, because the Sweetwater JCs take in a significant amount of money, which they give back to the community. Some of the money ends up going out to resources like first aid squads, orphanages, things of that nature. So it's really hard sometimes to fight the reasons why they're taking this money in, but the bottom line is very simple. This is nothing more than blood money. This is money that's taken in at the expense of the deaths of hundreds of thousands of snakes around the region. And as of late, it's been so hard to find snakes for the festival that hunters have actually had to go out farther and farther away from the Sweetwater area just to find enough animals. Like, stop killing rattlesnakes. Go after the cats. So local populations and the festival's annual takes have been slowly declining over the years. It's becoming harder and harder for the hunters to find snakes to use in the rattlesnake roundups. But here's the real major issue. The collection methods are dubious, if not completely devastating to the environment. So what happens is these hunters go out and they'll find a rattlesnake den and they'll pour gasoline down into the rattlesnake den. The resulting fumes filling into the den will cause the rattlesnakes to evacuate, and usually into the awaiting tongues of a rattlesnake hunter. And the problem is this: the gas doesn't only cause the snakes to leave, but snakes live in this little miniature ecosystem in their dens. These are small little niches with the proper temperatures and humidity to maintain life in really harsh environments. Once you pour gasoline down into these dens, you're not only affecting the rattlesnakes, but you're infecting dozens of other species of reptiles, amphibians, invertebrates, you name it. This is an ecologically devastating practice. So this archaic practice of collecting these snakes for these roundups really is no longer necessary, especially since the snakes have so much to compete against as it is. They have things like habitat loss, fragmentation, the creation of roads everywhere. All of these factors are contributing to the decline of rattlesnake populations. They don't need roundups adding to this. Don't be stupid. Listen, it's tough enough just being a rattlesnake. You want to talk about persecution? Most of them are killed on sight no matter what. See, here's what bugs me. If this was any other animal, it would not be tolerated at all in the US. If they were killing puppies or kittens, you best bet people would be freaking out. I mean, imagine this scenario. The snakes are captured as early as the fall prior to this spring event. They're held for months on end in wooden boxes, and they're not offered food, they're not offered water either. If they're lucky enough to survive all the way until March, where they can make it to the festival, they then have to look forward to things like living in a pit or being skinned alive and ultimately decapitated. Then they're skinned and the meat is either processed and used for food. How's that unleaded fuel?
I'm a true blue hillbilly.
Or the skins and heads and other parts like the rattles are made into trinkets for tourists. And some fake attempt at science is made. They basically try to pass off weighing and measuring the snakes as some sort of information gathering. After the snakes leave the data gathering area, they essentially go to a wooden stump where they are decapitated, and after being decapitated, they're then transferred to another area where people pay to skin a headless corpse. And there absolutely are alternate ways of getting funding through rattlesnake festivals. That's right, I said festivals, which are different than roundups. So rattlesnake festivals essentially celebrate rattlesnakes instead of destroying them. It is up to you to speak out. Be the voice for the voiceless rattlesnakes. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I love rattlesnakes like nobody else, but most people don't love them. So that's why they need you. They need you to be their voice. They need you to speak out against this ridiculous practice and help put an end to this bullshit. It is long overdue. So do your part. Support Urban Jungles Radio and our battle against rattlesnake roundups. This is something we've been doing for many years now, and we're not going to stop until it's over. And don't forget to support Urban Jungles Radio's Patreon page at patreon.com/UrbanJungles.
And you pissed in your pants. Never happened before, now you look like a fool. I seen you writing online, you should have stayed in school. Collective IQ of a colony of ants. And you piss in your pants. See if you can bite with your mouth sewn shut. Take your dumb machete and shove it up your butt.